Hello and welcome. My name is Stephen Greider, and I'm here to teach you everything I know about full stack React and Redux, of course. In this section, we're going to go over a couple of quick administrative tasks. I'm going to get you oriented with a couple of things that we're going to do throughout this course, and then we're going to dive immediately into our project in the next section. So just a tiny bit of administrative stuff. Right now, I'm looking at a course resources document that's hosted on Google Drive. Now the next lecture inside this course is going to be a text lecture, and it's going to give you a link directly to this document. So you'll be able to review everything that's inside of here. This document has a bunch of different helpful links and guides and all kind of other different stuff for you to check out. Let's go through the document very quickly. At the very top, you'll see a link to the official course repo. This has all the completed code for the course. It also has all the different diagrams that I use throughout the course as well. And we'll talk more about the diagrams in just a second. Second, we've got a link to the latest Node.js installer. Throughout this course, we're going to be using the absolute latest cutting edge features of Node.js, and so it's really important that you make sure you have an up-to-date version of Node. Me personally, I'm making use of version 8.1.1 throughout the entirety of this course. If you want to use a newer version, and chances are by the time you're watching this video there will be a newer version, that's totally fine. Just make sure that you're using at least version 8.1.1 because I guarantee you you're going to see some error messages if you're using an older version. And of course, remember that you can always check your version of Node by running node-v at the command line. So if you got an out-of-date version Node, jump on over there, grab the latest installer, and just do a quick update. The next thing I want to talk about is a optional auto formatter for JavaScript called Prettier. I'm going to be using Prettier throughout the course inside of my code editor. It's 100% optional. You do not have to use this, but I do recommend that you use it. We'll talk more about Prettier later on after we write a few files of code, and I'll tell you a little bit about what Prettier does and some of the pros and cons around its use. Next, how to get help throughout this course. This is a really challenging, very advanced course. I really do expect you're going to run into some issues, something that you need a little bit of troubleshooting help with, which is totally fine. I'm here to help you out. There's a couple different ways that you can get help throughout the course. The best way, bar none, without a doubt, are the Udemy discussion threads. If you are running into an issue, I guarantee you are not the only other person running into the same issue. So there's other people out there, they're taking the course too, they're running into these same issues and they're solving them just like you are. And so other people are creating discussion threads on the Udemy discussion boards. So if you're running into an issue, check the discussion boards, see if someone else has ran into the same issue, they might have a solution up there for you. Bearing that, you can always reach out to me directly on Udemy. So, send me a direct message on Udemy. I'd be happy to help you out. The one thing I'm going to tell you is every time you ask me a question, I'm almost always going to ask you for you to show me your code. So post your code on GitHub and send me a link. I'm almost always going to ask you for that. The next way to get in touch with me is on Twitter. That's the link right there. On Twitter, I'm not the fastest to respond. Twitter is also not the best for helping out with troubleshooting issues, but if maybe you post an issue on the Udemy discussion boards or you send me a PM and a day goes by and I'm not responding, feel free to ping me on Twitter, and that's just another way to kind of ping me and say, hey, look, I need a little bit of help with this. Finally, GitHub issues. Boy, I got to stop that dragging. GitHub issues right here. So GitHub issues for the official course repo, I really do not get good notifications on these. So I really recommend you do not post issues on GitHub. But if that's your really preferred way of doing it, fine, go for it. I'll help you out as best I can. But I do ask you that if you post an issue on GitHub, please send me a tweet, please PM me something, just because I really don't get very good notifications off of GitHub. Okay, so now on to a very exciting thing. If you've ever taken one of my courses before, you know that I use a tremendous number of diagrams throughout the course. It's really a strength, I think, of the courses I make because I'm a very visual learner myself, and I always make courses that I would want to take personally. So in this course, I'm really excited because I'm open sourcing all the different diagrams I'm using throughout the course. And so you are free to download, edit, change, annotate, whatever you want to do, all the different diagrams throughout the course. All the different diagrams are hosted in the official GitHub repo. And so I've got a copy of it open right here, a directory. You're going to see over time a whole bunch of diagrams fill this thing up as we go out throughout the course. And so right now I've only got a single diagram, this 001 process, but over time you're going to see a lot of different diagrams popping up inside of here. And so at any time, you can hop open up the diagram, take a look at what we're looking at, copy it, print it, whatever you want, go for it, knock yourself out. It's totally up to you. Now, I'm extra excited in this case, however, because I've also set up all the different diagrams so you can edit them on your own by using the same tool that I used to make them in the first place. So I made use of a tool called draw.io for making the diagrams inside this course. And I've included some directions right here on how you can import all the diagrams that I created for the course and kind of mess around with them or annotate them, do whatever you want inside of the same diagram editor that I used. So again, I used draw.io. You'll see all the different diagrams down here at the bottom if you open up the diagram file yourself. And so you could kind of click through them and edit them, change text, add notes, whatever it is that you'd like to do. So really excited about throwing these out here. If you have any questions about the diagrams and how to edit them, of course, reach out to me as well. All right, so that's pretty much it for setup. That's all the really administrative stuff that we have to take care of. Let's dive into the next section, and we're going to start talking about the application that we're going to be building inside this course.